Hi guys, and welcome back to the History of Everything. Today we are going to be talking about another book summary. Yes, if you were gonna be thinking it was in World War II, good job for you. It is in World War II. When My Name Was Keoko by Linda Sue Park. When My Name Was Keoko is an amazing book. I love it. I've read a lot of books. I'm not the best reader. Well, I'm not. I haven't read that many books, but I have read a lot. This is one of the ones that I've read, especially of 2010 and Weed Flower. Weed Flower and 2010 were really good books, so I thought we should just do this. When My Name is Kyoko is an amazing book. Here's the cover. So, When My Name is Kyoko, how it starts out is she lives in Korea during the occupation of Japan. Japan had occupied it after the Sino-Japanese War. The Sino-Japanese War lasted in the early 1900s. Theodore Roosevelt ended it, and that's how he got the Nobel Peace Prize. So good job for him. And so what really happened was just like so what really happened is after they won the Russians, they occupied it, and after they occupied Korea, it basically became like another Japan. They had to change their names. So Kyoko changed her name from Shunhee to Kyoko because they all had to have a Japanese name from Korean. It's kind of mean, right? And then they had to take all their food. So their mom had to make. She had a brother named Taoyo, and her mom had to make like the food that the chickens would eat because they didn't have like a lot of the rice. Now, the Japanese gave them rubber balls in exchange, and like it's really really sad because of what was because of what was because of what was happening in all of the um like in Korea and what Japan did. They basically ruined it. Now, their uncle later rebels and he leaves, and their brother later Toyo he comes in and he actually wants so he goes in and he helps dig a thing and he's in the Japanese air crops. No, he doesn't like the Japanese, but he's just trying to fit in. Like there's another book called The Book Thief that like you're just trying to fit in. You're not like you don't want to be in the crowd. Like there's also another book called Number of the Stars, and so I really love books, and that's why I do these book reviews on my history channel because they just like bring like they're not. I mean, they just are historical fiction, and that's like why I like it. And so in like the different times of war, you can see that each person has a little rebellion. It's like the Koreans were forced to burn their native flower, but their mom like hid a little seed of it so they could later plant it. And their uncle drew the real Korean flag. Now they lived in southern Korea, so at the very end of the war, the Americans occupied. If you don't know, so North Korea was occupied by the Russians. That's why Russia set up a communist government. America set up a non-communist, government. So that's how it broke out. The Korean War. Pause this video. So if you guys want to know more about the Korean War, pause this video and go check out my Korean War video. Yeah, so I really like history is amazing. It's such an awesome subject. It's really, really incredible. I think it's I think it's pretty cool. Like throughout all of this, like throughout all of time, we've always had history, and that's how books can do it. So these books of the three books that I've given, this is my third book summary, are really really descriptive. That's why I want to make sure that I can be really really descriptive of the books. So later, Tayo goes and joins the army because he had a lot of physical fitness training. Their uncle leaves. He owns a print shop, but it was all rummage for metal. And after uncle leaves, because that's their uncle, he goes and he like becomes part of the resistance. Now their dad is like is the vice principal of their school, and their mom is just always at home like cooking, and So it was really really hard because Japan took everything away from them, and then instead, like that's even what Taoyol thought, gave them rubber balls. Like he was like Taoyol was like, what? I get a rubber ball in exchange for like my exchange for everything that they've taken away from me. Even the mountains in Korea were later turned brown because they had to cut down all of the trees. They weren't green anymore, so they're basically ruining Korea, I guess you could say. And that's really what happened. It's really really sad. So at the very end, Tayo signs up to be a kamikaze pilot. Now, what's he want? Now, what he wants to do is he wants to crash a plane. So he wants to fly it down and not hit him, and not an A. He does not want to hit an American ship. B. He just wants to take down a Japanese ship, and so it looked like he was going down, but then he just wants to like miss the American ship. But when they were going into the kamikaze pilot, because he doesn't like the Japanese. He's just doing it to show like to take down a Japanese plane. Now when he does it, he no he doesn't do the kamikaze plane because of the weather. So I'm not going to tell you guys the rest of the book because it is a really incredible book. If you guys want to read, if you guys want to learn more on When My Name Was Keoko, you guys can get the book. It's on I think it's on Amazon, 3 books. Here. When My Name Was Kyoko is a really good book. Like I gave away all of Weed Flower, but this book has a really like tide turning end, so I'm not gonna give it away. Like it's just too good, so I'm not gonna give it away. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video about When My Name Was Kyoko. Please consider subscribing, like this video, share with your friends, and I'll see you in the next episode. See you guys then.